In this video, I'm showing you how restaurants mess up crudo and how to do it right so it tastes rich and balanced at the same time. So this is all we need. The problem with crudo is most people try to keep it really light with ponzu or yuzu or soy sauce or whatever, but it's boring. So I'm gonna show you how to make it rich with all the ingredients that I'll be using. I'm gonna make a hazelnut cream base. We're gonna be using tuna, and then I'm gonna make like a pear salsa on top. But first, let's start with our hazelnut cream base. These are toasted hazelnuts, okay? The reason why I'm using toasted hazelnuts is because raw hazelnuts taste flat and it's boring, but toasting them basically bring out its potential. And sugar is gonna basically add sweetness, but also depth. I'm doing soy sauce, and soy sauce is salt, right? And salt, its purpose is to bring out all the flavors that we're adding to the sauce. And if I'm not adding soy sauce, right now I only have like hazelnuts and sugar. This is basically going to taste like a dessert cream, almost like a Nutella. This is the trick right here. The reason why I'm using sour cream is because it does two things at the same time. It adds tanginess. I don't know if that's a word. It adds tang, but it also adds creaminess. It's creamy and tangy. And tangy is basically like a sour flavor, but not as acidic like lemon and lime. So it's a little on the softer side. So if acid's like acidic is here, tangy would be about here. So the reason why I'm adding heavy cream is because heavy cream is fat, and fat helps the sauce make it a little more silky, and instead of like all these chunks, it makes it like smooth. Yuzu juice. I just love yuzu juice, just a tad bit though, not too much. This is just to add a little bit of acidity as well as rice vinegar. The reason why we need acid is because we have all these like intense flavors like salt, sugar, toasted hazelnut, which is like nutty and like a little bit of earthy flavor. So acid basically cuts through all these flavors and makes it brighter and lighter. This tastes amazing. I can just eat the whole thing. It tastes like, imagine like Nutella, but in a savory world. I don't understand why people still make fucking soy sauce, lemon juice. Like, this is advanced level shit. We're just gonna set this aside, and then we're gonna start on our pear salsa. The reason why I'm using pear is because I think it pairs really well with hazelnuts because they both have this tall-ish flavor. So they're both like more like elegant and taste more expensive. And pears are like fresh, and tuna is fresh too. So I think when it all comes together, it just works so well. And I feel like pear also gives like this freshness, yes, but it doesn't overpower the other ingredients that go in the crudo. Okay, so we have our pear right here. What I'm gonna add to this first is some fresh mint. So everyone is like really surprised when I add mint to this dish because I've never seen anyone like add mint to this kind of dish, but that tiny little move is what separates me from other chefs. So I'm adding sugar, to make it a little bit more jammy and bring out the sweetness from the pears. The pears are already sweet, but we want to bring out the most sweetness. The reason why I'm doing soy sauce is so that the pear salsa doesn't taste like a fruit salad because it adds salt, right? Soy sauce is salt. So it brings out all the flavors, but at the same time, it helps it not taste like something super sweet. So we're doing yuzu again. Yuzu is a really floral citrus. So the purpose of this pear salsa is to lighten up the crudo a little bit so that when you're biting everything all together, it's like not just rich and not just light, it's both. This is miso. I know, you're like, you're adding miso to a salsa? And our salsa is a pear salsa? Yes. Yes, it is. And the reason why I'm adding miso is because it's also salt, like soy sauce is salt, but it's fermented. So it went through a process that makes the salt taste a little more layered. So it's not just regular table salt. So if it's more layered because it went through a process of fermentation, then our dish is gonna be more layered as well. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of rice vinegar. The reason why most of the time I add acid to the dishes is because like it cuts through the intensity. So whatever is the most intense in this pear salsa, let's say if it's sugar, it cuts through the sugar. If it's fat, it cuts through the fat, and it like lightens up and it like floats it in the air. The reason why I'm doing zest instead of juice is because again, it's the floral taste. Because juice, it's gonna make the salsa even more watery, because right now it's already watery. Let's get our tuna fish, and I'm gonna show you how I marinate it so that it is more flavorful and more layered. Okay, so we're done with our pear salsa, and we're done with our hazelnut cream. Now it is time for the fish. So the reason why I picked tuna is because it can handle bold flavors like hazelnuts, pear, like they're both like really bold, right? We're gonna add a little bit of this scallion herb oil, and this is gonna add a little bit of like freshness because it's herbs inside all this oil. And we want a little bit of freshness because it's fish. Fish is like really strong, right? We don't want to add flavors that are like bold without adding freshness. Like lemon zest is a floral, a fragrant freshness, right? So if we just do like hazelnuts and pear, and we don't add like yuzu juice that we did or like lemon zest like we're doing right now, this dish is not gonna work. But this is what I'm talking about. Like this is what restaurants are doing wrong. They're just going for that fresh flavor without adding anything bold to it because, I mean, you know, it's riskier to add more bold flavors. But this is why I'm showing you how to do it the right way so you know how to balance flavors, how to balance things like crudo. Quick side note, lemon juice cooks the fish. And what I mean by cooking is that acid cooks the fish. So you gotta be really careful when adding acid to a fish because that's how they make ceviches. They add a bunch of citrus in the seafood and they cook the fish with acid because it reacts with the fish. So we don't wanna add the juice, we just wanna add the zest, okay? We're basically done with everything. So I'm gonna bring everything out and then we're gonna start plating. My favorite part is here. It's the plating. So we have the hazelnut cream that is super creamy, super rich, super nutty. That's gonna go on the base. And then how I'm gonna plate the tuna is I'm gonna take one and then roll it like kind of like a rose, I guess. So there's a lot about like plating as well. I know we're talking about textures and flavors too much because that's the base of everything. That's really important. But the plating, the composition, the colors, the depth, there's a lot that I can get into, especially like as a private chef because you want the food to taste good, but you also want the food to look appetizing. We're gonna obviously get into more of that plating more, but if I were to explain what I'm doing right now, I'm adding depth by rolling this tuna. If I were to just lay it down like flat, then it wouldn't have depth and it would just look boring. This looks so cute. I don't even want to like eat it at all. But the reason why this works is because I'm not treating crudo only like soy sauce and citrus like most restaurants do or most people do, right? I'm treating it like it can handle more. It can handle more bold flavors, like hazelnut cream that we have, a pear salsa on the top that adds a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of like that saltiness, right? A little bit of that crunch. And then we have also the hazelnut crunch, another crunch factor, so that when you're eating it, there's like that little surprise in your mouth that you're like, ooh, this is not just soft, it's also crunchy. This is so interesting, right? So that's what makes basically like differentiates me from like other people in most restaurants though, because I know that ingredients, specific ingredients can handle more than what most people think they can handle. You just have to try it. You just have to see what works and what doesn't. And I'm telling you, this works perfectly. So if you like this video, I have a lot more like it. You should check this one out right now.